Yo.
Ooh, kill him. Kill him.
Whenever Nate's ready.
Grow up.
He's got to get it out. Sometimes he's got to get it out.
Up.
Man. Listen. As good of a basketball player as Nate is, like sometimes he has some blackness he needs to get out.
All right, let's go.
Did you just end that with a burp? That was nice.
That's right.
Appreciate that.
Apparently,
No
Dave
problem.
has something going on where he burps. He can literally be burping all the time.
I've had this
and at
thing.
all times he's really just holding it back.
That comes from his days in Florida and being a damn party king, Frank the Tank type motherfucker.
Wait, Dave, can you really burp like at will?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad this second, but over the last few months, I can pretty much burp as soon as I wake up. I have like horribly loud, continuous burps for the first like 20 minutes. And then throughout the day, I'm constantly keeping it down. And it's just getting worse.
At all times, he has the need to burp.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Thanks for that plug. Do you think that could
Touchdown.
any injuries in your life that could be causing this burping situation?
I think I know what you're hinting at. And no, I don't think that would have any cause of it.
No brain damage you think that could cause just a ridiculous need to burp?
There's brain damage that makes people burp?
I don't know.
No, the only damage that caused was like I can hear dog whistles now, and I can walk in my hands. Like that's about it.
The only damage what caused?
In college, someone throwing a dart through my skull.
Whoa. So hold on. Please don't think you're just going to like sneak that past us. What do you mean you said somebody hit you with a dart when you were in college?
Yeah. So I was a junior. So a couple months before I was 21, I went up to FSU. I went to UF and went up to FSU to visit my friend Evan for his 21st birthday. And
Those are so fun.
Doing
They are.
whatever.
FSU game days. That I went for one game day. It was amazing. But go on.
Yeah, FSU game days. It's basically just any school that the football team is like has a good reputation for. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that happens. I'm just sitting there watching TV, and there's a group of like 2 or 3 people who are throwing metal tipped darts, not at a dartboard, but we're just at someone's house, and they're throwing them as hard as they can from across the house at a poster of like that painting from Kramer from Seinfeld, where he's sitting with his hands folded.
No, I don't know that painting.
No, well,
Yes, I do.
any Seinfeld watchers knows what I'm talking about. So they're aiming at that.
Okay.
So like a full size poster of it, and I was probably 20 feet away, and some guy just had horrible aim and just threw it as hard as he could, like a baseball, and I just heard like a dunk. It was just loud. I didn't like hear it. It didn't hurt
Oh my god.
because there's no flesh or anything there. It just went thump, and I was like, I looked at everyone like the record scratches.
God.
Everyone was dead silent, all that, and then I was just like, it's in my head, isn't it?
Oh no.
So it was stuck in your head?
Yeah, it was stuck in my head.
What was it? Hannibal Lecter or whatever, where they say like the brain doesn't feel anything.
It has no nerve endings.
So I'm sure that it only hurt like in the spot.
It only hurt
On
like
the skin, right?
it only hurt on the actual skin around my skull. That's it, and that's barely anything. There was no bleeding. And again, at this point, we didn't think there was any brain matter involved. It was just I have a dart stuck in my head. How does that even happen?
So there was brain matter involved?
Yeah.
What do you mean there was brain matter involved?
So I went to the hospital. Well, first they didn't want to call the ambulance because they were like, we don't want cops here.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay, well, I kind of prefer if you did, because I don't give a shit about you guys. I know like 2 of you. There's 30 other strangers. We're calling the ambulance.
Oh my god.
I don't care. So they've still refused to do that. So
They're like, look, just go outside and tell them you just somehow got a dart in your head from outside,
Right.
like it just landed in your head.
God. You were just
Sputnik.
standing in the
You're just in the road,
standing in the
landed.
lawn,
And
admiring
Sputnik
the
just
sun.
fell into your head.
I'm sitting there with like a potentially really crazy injury, and everyone else is thinking like liability. Like,
Oh god.
I don't want to have to tell my mom.
yeah, I don't no, because I don't have to explain that. Like, no,
I could see how at a party they're like, "Who's the tall guy's friends?" I don't
right?
know.
They don't know who I
this
am
guy
either.
is.
They don't know who I am.
They're like, the really tall guy has a dart.
Who'd you
in his
come here
head.
with?
Right.
Yeah, right. Like,
That'd be the
how
first,
about
that's
you
the
guys
first question.
leave and
That's the first question. When anybody fucks up at a party or gets fucked up
Who
at a
brought you
party,
here?
they get in
Who
a
brought
fight,
you
get
here?
beat, get punched or something. First question everybody says, "Hey, who brought this dude here? Who
Right.
What'd you come here with?"
Who's
Yeah,
he
exactly.
with?
Who are you with? Yeah, that's what's happening. I was like, oh, this guy.
You couldn't talk right?
No, I can talk fine.
I feel like
it
if
didn't
we were
affect me
there-
at all either. So obviously, if your brain was punctured, you wouldn't just be fine.
So what did it? What? So you went to the hospital.
So first I had to get in a car, like a compact vehicle in the back. Now the dart is sticking in. It's in my head going up, so I can't fit in the car. I had to go in the back seat and roll the window down, have it sticking out of the window.
No shit.
Driving to the hospital.
It's getting
shit.
winded. Like
Yeah.
the wind is.
Yeah, that's the only way I could fit. That's the only way I could fit in the car. I had to go in the back seat and have the window down.
Was it making a whistle sound when you were driving? Was it making like a whirring?
Like, you know, like the Joker is like hanging his head out the window driving. That was me with the dart sticking out. So then we finally get to the emergency room, and then I go up and you're like checking in, and then they're like, "Okay, what are you here for?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I here for? I have a giant dart protruding out of my skull." "No, I just do this for fun. I'm here because I have a stomach ache." "No."
Stomach ache. Don't mind the dart.
Yeah.
I'm here for a bad
What
stomach
seems to be
ache.
the problem?
You should have just said
Well,
that.
it
Diarrhea.
seems I have a dart.
You should have just said that. You should have been like, "Oh, I broke my toe."
Right, exactly. I just have a headache. I don't know
You should
why.
have went with headache. You
You
should have
just
said migraine.
Yeah,
My
migraine.
head is really
I think I'm
not
having a
feeling too
migraine.
well.
I don't know what a migraine is, but I think this is. This is what it is.
So it feels like there's a dart piercing my skull.
So then I got checked. It's weird to get checked in pretty quick when you have a thing stuck in your head. But people were
Skip all the lines.
the 5 minutes I was in the waiting room. Everyone who was there for other reasons kept walking up and taking pictures of me. Like they just had to see it. Or then I finally got to, I finally got into a room, and then the nurses were like, "Come on!" And tons of nurses and doctors who weren't my nurses or doctors kept coming in, doing like just checking my vitals and leaving just to check it out.
So they were all just coming.
Yeah, they
in
just
to
walk
see me.
in, like go on the computer, check a couple files, and like, "Yeah, so what happened here exactly?" And then they leave. They do it over and over again. And I had some of them like walk in, look through the doorway, and see me, and then they just call. I could see them waving to other people, like, "He's here. Here's the guy. He's right here."
They like walk in. They're like, "Oh, wrong room. I'm looking for Stan."
Right.
You
yeah.
made some people's entire careers. Like they never thought they would see some shit like that.
That's like
Exactly.
It could be on an episode of House. How funny would that be if later on there's like a House episode and they're like, "Yeah, this kid was at a party and then the dart hits him in the head. And now we don't know if he's gonna make it."
There was.
Or it could be SVU because he got raped.
Immediately goes to rape with Clyde.
Yep. Well,
Or
over
Doc.
there. So I had to
Yeah, he got head raped by a dart.
Head rape.
when I
Put
originally
a new hole in that body.
posted pictures online, I'm gonna say producers, but people who work for the show, the doctors, it was like a daytime TV show. They
kinda
messaged
big.
me and they're like, "Do you have any more pictures of a video? We want to put you on the show potentially."
That's really big. That's Dr. Oz, right?
Yeah,
He's
that's
on
Dr.
that.
Oz. That's actually like, huge.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I
and try to get
gave them all the
some of your-
information I had, but they want to have like a video, and I didn't have any video of it, and then it just didn't go anywhere. But
We could make
That
like
happened.
a really hot YouTube reenactment of it. Though.
like a web redemption of just getting out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like we could reenact it.
That's
That's
No.
not happening. But
So I get to the hospital, get in the room, all the doctors are pretending to care or pretending like they're assigned to me just to do that. And then they go do a CAT scan. They're like, "We're going to do a CAT scan." And I was like, "Why?" And they were like, "We're just going to make sure it's not in your brain." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool, whatever." Go to CAT scan, come back, and they walk in. They're like, "It's in your brain by about a half centimeter." And I was like, "What?"
that sounds like a lot, actually.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, that sounds like anytime it's how much in your brain is it? A half centimeter is plenty." That's fine.
Size matters.
Half
Yes.
centimeter is
Half centimeter will do
we'll
the job
take it,
at this
yeah.
point.
too much.
So I was like, obviously there's some mistake. I'm talking to you normally. I can move fine. And she was like, I'm not explaining this to you. I'm just telling you it's in your brain, says the CAT scan. She showed me, like, there it is. See, there's your brain starts, and that's how far down the dart goes.
Oh shit.
So then I was like, what are we doing now? They're like, we got to call the on-call neurosurgeon, and you're going to have surgery in like 20 minutes.
Oh shit. So you had brain surgery?
Yeah.
That's some great.
I'd have
anatomy
emergency
stuff.
brain surgery after some party at FSU.
I didn't know that it was at FSU. I assumed it happened at UF.
No, I was visiting a friend at
So
FSU
did
when it
they
happened.
actually cut your like a piece of your scalp?
Yeah, there's
off?
like a dime-sized piece of my skull that's missing now.
Wow.
So they had to go in and get it. Well, at the time, I was like, okay, so I'm about to have brain surgery. I have no idea what's going to happen to my life from here on. Who do I need to call? I don't know Kelsey's phone number because you don't memorize phone numbers. I don't know what it is. I know my mom's because I've known it since before. When you actually had to remember phone numbers. So I call my mom. And that was a fun conversation. If you've ever had a chance to, I've called my mom from jail before. This is a worse call. This was much worse.
How did it go?
It was like, hey, she's like, hey, it's 3 a.m. She's just like, something's wrong. It's 3 a.m. And I'm like, I'm at FSU and someone threw a dart and it's in my brain. And she was like, what? I was like, someone threw a dart really hard. It went in my head, and we just did a CAT scan, and it's in my brain. I have to have surgery right now.
And then she's like, CAT scan.
Yeah, she was like, why don't they just pull it out? And I was like, it's in my brain.
Hold on, that's the funnier part. That was her
She
reaction.
said the same thing.
Why they just pull it out?
Right.
Everybody is. Let's make sure the listeners understand that is the wrong thing to do in this situation.
Yeah,
If
because
anywhere, don't pull
Don't
it
pull
out.
it out.
they said that once
Do
they said
not.
once they saw it was in my brain, it's like, yeah, good thing you guys didn't pull it out. It would have been way worse.
And
I was right at the end, and we're like, oh yeah, we didn't even try.
Sometimes that's the only thing plugging
Yeah,
the hole. Is
exactly.
like, yeah, you don't want to pull it out.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody had the wrong. Like, is there some TV shows just teaching the wrong ways of doing this? Or
I think
something?
just with my mom, she couldn't figure out. It's like, why is surgery involved? Like, obviously, it's not in there that far because you're talking to me. So she thought I was being like just exaggerating, that I just got stuck in my skull. And she was like, just pull it out. And I was like, no, it's in there. It's literally like well into my crater area.
Did she?
Crater.
So the surgery just kind of happened? Like, did people show up or?
Well, I mean, my parents are in Tampa. Tallahassee is like 5 hours away. So it's there. She was like, well, I got to get ready. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. She was like, all right, I'll see you in like 6 hours. I'm like, all right,
Oh my goodness!
see ya.
That's crazy.
And then she called Kelsey.
Kelsey come with him?
Yeah, she called her at 3 a.m. So Kelsey got the call from my mom. Hey, just letting you know your boyfriend's having brain surgery right now. I'm going to go see him. You want to come? Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
had surgery, woke up, everyone was there. I think Kelsey's mom came up too. And I was in neuro ICU for 2 days, and then another for one more day, and then got checked out. And then all that there's like, yeah. And they gave me the dart too. So I keep that.
He kept the dart?
Yeah, I
wanna
still
see
got
that
it.
Dart. And also, can your new nickname be Dime Piece?
I don't know what that means.
The dime piece in the top of your head, the dime piece missing.
It's
Okay, wow. No.
I'm just kidding.
I hate that area though because I get really nervous when there's like objects thrown around because it's just straight brain there. It's like skin, maybe like some mesh, like a chopped up like sink sponge or something, and then there's brain. Like right
Wait,
there.
they didn't put the piece back?
No, you can't just.
Did they let you
It's
keep
not a
the
puzzle.
piece?
It doesn't just lock back into place. The thing's gone.
No, it cracked the skull. Oh, where he's talking about the piece that they took out. Did they let you keep it?
No,
Oh, okay. I don't know if keeping a piece of skull would be a cool thing to do.
I don't know, but the hole's gotten larger over time. So, and I've told the last time I saw was either a neurosurgeon or a neurologist. I told them they're like, yeah, that'll happen. It'll fluctuate and get bigger sometimes, but the risk of the second surgery is not worth whatever risk you have right now. I was like, great.
Wow.
Should you wear one of
That's
those little
real
like Jewish
stuff.
hats to like hide it?
Or one of those.
Oh god!
Can you
It
like
always
for
goes
a
back
young-
to the Jews when it comes to Nate.
Can you like
Probably
I'm
There
just
you go.
thinking of convenience.
can you paint that area of your head? Can you like do like a bright orange, like a hunting orange, you know? So like we know
where it is and
what
to not
look
throw it
out
there.
for.
That's why, like, when it's like bar situations, people are about to fight, I can never be one fighting because if someone punches that spot, I'm serious. If I get a fight with someone and someone hits that spot, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I literally can't. I
They'll
literally
punch your
cannot
brain.
afford to get in a fight the rest of my life.
It'd be like a fatality when we're in combat and shit.
Right.
No, it's like the Death Star. Like Dave gets hit in that one spot and he's done. Like he can fight it out, but if somebody even thinks about touching the one spot, and then you're trying to give it a target, like you're trying to paint it orange. So if somebody touches that orange spot, like Dave's going
Punch
to
here,
drop.
hit here.
It just
Yeah.
like collapses.
Or it could say you could write something in the hair, you know, like you could be like, you know, off or on button, you know. Off.
So it's the off button.
Bonk. You just hit him. Turn him
You
off.
want to decommission his ass with his off button.
No, that's not. It's not funny. But.
Steven just got nervous as shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I mean, that's not funny.
It's not. No, it's bad, man.
You
It's
should
a
get
bad
a
joke.
you should get like a head tattoo around it. Like shave your head and then like let your hair grow back after, but it would always be one of those like inside jokes. Like everybody around doesn't know that you have just a really funny head tattoo around the hole in your head.
Yeah, no one has to know.
It would be
Well,
awkward.
everybody knows now.
Yeah, it would be awkward like during that hair growing back phase.
Yeah, what did you look like when your hair was growing back?
Well, I just buzzed the other side.
Yeah.
Pretty much just had to. So I just back to
I
nothing.
was trying to imagine you without hair because, you always had hair since I've known you. So
Well, I used to, like, me and my roommates would just take turns buzzing each other's heads. It's just way easier in college.
y'all touch heads?
We would touch heads frequently. No, it's
Head
only like
touches.
every 3 or 4 weeks.
So I'm thinking of a funny head tattoo idea. No, just open mind.
Open
would
head.
You, open head.
Yeah.
Would you consider getting like a little drawing of 300, like the "This Is Sparta" hole with like the kick scene, and
I
just
don't
like that guy kicking, and then it's just "This Is Sparta" on the head, and then you'll let your hair grow back, but you would always know you have "This Is Sparta." That scene. With
I
him
don't
getting
know.
kicked in
I don't
the
even know
hole.
what it looks like if my head was buzzed. Because, well, as of right now, there's just a scar. You can't really see like a crater because there's hair is growing over the crater now. So
Right.
there's just the scar from the incision. I'm really offended at that idea.
Are you? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm really offended
Damn.
by everyone here.
I'm sorry.
That we've done our jobs.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for rocking with us on P6 Podcast.